Hey guys, it's Danny Elliott. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for joining me today. So I just went to the local, well, you know, the community action center where everything's free if you're not a community member, but if you just, you know, got flown in and you got a $10,000 debit card, everything's free for you. I just went in and found out it's $55 a page to get a document translated to Spanish. Can you believe that? But that's because I'm a community member and I was born here. I was born right in this city, Providence, the original sanctuary of the Northeast, and I still can't get a deal. I even got a new birth certificate with a real signature from the registrar in real ink. You know, I can prove that I have roots in this community. I was born here back in the 80s, but nobody cares. You know, it's just, you had to have been born somewhere else to get all the benefits of being inside the United States. That's the only way to get it today. But I was just thinking about this because I looked at a couple deals here in the sanctuary. Old, you know, 3-family and 4-family houses, and fix them up. I'm looking for deals like that because, you know, even though we live in a time when the real estate market is completely dead because all the sellers are completely delusional and are overpricing their homes so that they never sell, I still find deals sometimes. I've looked at a few deals and I always ask them, not once, not twice, but 3 times, why are you selling this thing? And I've heard from more than one agent that they're selling the house because, well, the guy's going back to Guatemala. He's going back to El Salvador. He's going back to the DR. And I say, why? Why would they want to go back? Like, everything's free. You get food stamps, housing voucher. You get deals. Like, if they wanted a document translated to English, I'm sure it's $0. But since, you know, you could tell by looking at me what color I am and what gender I am, you know what the price is for me. It's going to be $55 a page times 12. I don't want to pay white guy prices. But I'm thinking to myself, like, if you're here as an illegal alien and you're getting everything free and you still can't make a spread off of living in the USA, like, you still can't get ahead. You're going back. Like, that's not good, you know? Because this is not a Trump thing, you know? This is people are saying, hey, this just doesn't make any sense for me to be here right now. Like, I could just live and work back home in Ecuador, in Brazil, in El Salvador, in Nicaragua, in Guatemala. Like, I could just go back home and it's a much better deal for me than, you know, coming over here based on the Joe Biden campaign that, like, everything's free in America, so come on down, we'll give you all this free stuff and you can live in a 3-decker house and you won't have to pay anything. Basically, the only thing you have to pay is, well, you don't have to pay for groceries either because you're going to get a food stamp card. So basically, I don't know, what do you pay for? You got to go to the liquor store, right? You pay for that. You know, maybe you got to pay some DMV fees, maybe you got to pay some sales tax, but basically everything's free for you. But even with all that free stuff, it still doesn't make sense as an illegal alien to be living in the United States. So, you know, you guys got to think about this. Like, if the people getting everything free in America are even saying, you know, it's just too costly to live here, it's just too much, I don't want to live here anymore, I want to go back home, I think it's better. I was just on Elmwood Ave, which is like a very busy area in Providence. There's nothing going on. There's no activity. It's just like a dead neighborhood now. There's no economic activity. So that means people are inside because they can't afford to go out. They can't afford to have lunch somewhere. There's nothing going on. We all got to think about this. Like, where is this going, guys? You know? If people can't even afford to go to McDonald's, people can't afford to buy a house. People that have a cheap house with apartments that are paying them, 4-family house, your family number 1, family number 2, 3, and 4 are paying the rent to you. But your property tax just went up, your homeowner's insurance is up, everything's up. And now you can't even cash flow that house. You know, you're feeding that house. It's the expense side of the equation that's got everybody really on edge right now, you know, because we know that the salaries in the United States are shit. There's no denying that, you know? Nobody's making the salaries that are required to pay for the expense of the government we have in this country right now. You know, the debt's starting to become a problem, and Trump and Powell and everybody else in Washington has just decided that it doesn't matter. We'll never have responsible government. We're just going to push this thing all the way to the end. We're going to blow this bubble up until it blows up, basically. But if you got illegal aliens leaving the country because they can't afford to live here anymore, and they're the ones getting everything free, you're not one of the ones getting everything free if you're watching this channel. Like, you got to think about that. You got to think about, what does that mean for you, Mr. Taxpayer, Mr. Rat Racer, right? You're the one in the race. You're the one that gets up and goes to work in the morning every single day, right? You're working 2, 3, 4 part-time jobs trying to make ends meet while these guys are getting everything free. And they're getting everything free, and they're even saying, you know what, free is too expensive for me because I just looked at all the other costs of living in America, and I would prefer to live back where I came from. And you know, my $10,000 debit card only lasted me about 30 days because that's how it is. But I mean, $10,000 can last you like a year in Ecuador or Cambodia or the Philippines or Colombia. I mean, it's time to go, guys. You know, it's time to really take control of the situation, exercise your own agency, and make a plan. Like, that's what I did. I made a plan. I went and got my documents from the university. I've never used my bachelor's degree before. You know, I paid a lot of money for it, but I never used it for anything. And for the first time in my life, I actually get to do something with an American university degree. I actually get to obtain a professional visa using that degree, and I think that's great. I don't know, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, you know, I'm paying 55, and this other guy who's not even a citizen is paying 0. Like, that sums it all up for me, you know? It's 55 a page for me, and it's free for somebody who's not even a citizen of the country. So do I really want to be a citizen of the country? Like, I want to not be a citizen of the country. You know, I think it's much more advantageous to me. And it's like this guy that's selling the 4-family house. He said, you know, it's more to my advantage to lower my expenses and go back to Guatemala. It's more to my advantage to save all that money that I would have blown in the United States and have a much better lifestyle in a place where there's actually community, and where being a community member is something valuable. Like, being a community member in the United States is absolutely worthless if you're an American-born citizen, because it doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you any benefits. I mean, well, what benefits do we get? We get to vote. It doesn't matter who we vote for. They just keep blowing out the spending and the deficit and the debt. So what difference does it make? You know, red or blue, they're going to screw you. Most people in the United States vote according to how someone told them to vote, according to who's going to give them the most free stuff. You know, whoever Santa Claus is in that election, that's who they're going to vote for, right? So that's, you know, that's how we got here. That's how we got to a point where we got 40% of the world's debt, and we have absolutely no plan to reduce our expenditures. But as individuals, because this used to be a country with individual rights, but not anymore. As individuals, you have the agency to decide to get the fuck out of here and go somewhere better, because, you know, this is just not a good place anymore. It's not a place that respects individual rights. It's not a place that does the right thing by the community. We got stagflation right now, and it's just not good. We have a dark future in front of us for the USA, and it's really sad, but I didn't vote for it. I didn't do it, you know, and I never wanted to leave the country, but the country really, really wants to leave me. So that's why I'm leaving, and that's why I'm going to Ecuador. I'm gonna have to do another video about people living in RVs, because right now I'm living full-time in an RV, and this is always brought up as like, oh my god, it's so bad. Like, it's so bad now that people can't afford a house in the United States that people are living in RVs. Yeah, I want to do another video about living in RVs, because I kind of like it, and I got everything I need right there. But could I do it forever? Could I just like hook this thing up and take it around the country and just live in different RV parks? Probably not. I'd probably get bored with it. But yeah, I'm getting ready to leave. Maybe you're getting ready to leave. But you know, I'm short the U.S. both as a culture and as a society and as a market. You know, I think that there's much better opportunities overseas to buy today and see appreciation tomorrow. I think if you buy the average house at the average list price today, you're going to see housing deflation out there, and it's coming. It's coming for you. So I wouldn't buy any deal today unless it cash flows with the debt. So if you like that video, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. That's the same thing. Give me a subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about it. And it's good to be back. Hope to see you in the next video, guys. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you watched all the way to the end, leave me a comment. Do appreciate your viewership, and thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm Danny Elliott.